What's going on? What's going on, peoples? I want to welcome you to another edition of Dirty Talk. I am your host, Dirty Cuts. And today, I have a special guest. This brother been my friend, like, till the end and back. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
We grew up from knee high. And I had to go to the beehive, but, you know, he stayed at Reynolds and stuff. But anyway, my boy, none other, Aaron Salley.
What's up, man? I'm very happy to be here. It's been a long time. I ain't seen this man. And I'm talking about. I seen they brought back memories from Town View, just running around.
Oh, man.
So I was like, But I didn't go to Reynolds, though.
You ain't go to Reynolds? No, that's right. You went to Mount Table.
I went to Table. Keita,
that's right. That's right.
Lance and Makita went to Reynolds.
That's right. That's
so
right. That's right. That's right.
What's happening though, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. What's going on with you? Good to see you,
man,
brother.
I'm happy to be here, honestly.
Oh man, we cross paths so many ways and then never get to reconnect. But
I mean,
I guess it's all about that timing. You know what I'm talking about?
That's true. And I was just watching from afar. Like I said, I enjoy the podcast space, so I was looking for one in the area, and I seen a few people doing it. But when I saw what y'all was doing, I'm like, all right, they kind of get it. They kind of get it. So all right.
Yeah,
I'm happy to be here.
We aiming for that number one spot in the Carolinas.
It's just staying consistent, man. Keep grinding, working your moves.
That's it, man. That's it. That's it. And I believe that we're gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Man. Yeah, I see it. So let's go and get into it, man. I normally do like a format. I like to go with the past, present, and the future. So with that being said, we done already hit on a little bit of the past.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so let's take it after you graduated from high school. What happened? What's going on? Because I know you guys.
Okay, I'm gonna take you there. When I graduated from high school, I graduated from Table in 2000. At that point, just like anybody else, I'm trying to figure out what am I gonna do with my life. I want to go to college, but at the same time, I'm not fully just invested in it. So keep it 100. I wasted like 2 years going to ECPI. Computer technical college in Greensboro. Thought I wanted to be a computer tech. They had a 12-month program. I figured I can get out of high school, skip 4 years of college, go here learn some computer stuff, be making a couple of grand. Whatever. It didn't work out that way. Just because the program was so fast, you had to be consistent. I missed it a couple of days and I just fell behind. And it wasn't nothing I was really interested in. So from there, what did I do? I ended up going for Psych Tech. My mom said, well, maybe just going for Psych Tech, enroll in a couple classes, figure it out. I'm working a job at this time. I slowly stopped hanging out in the hood, in the streets. I had a group of friends I used to run around with, doing what we do as young.
Right.
And slowly it started kind of getting away from it because I always knew it's more out here for me. It's something else. I just got to figure it out. So I was working and then going for Psych Tech, and then my homie Haji was the one who told me, man, you should work in music. You should work at the radio station. And I had never thought about that because I had just been involved in music as just a fan and just someone that was always.
Well, let me cut you off.
You got something? Cause I'll go.
Because, bro, honestly, I don't know why you never thought of that. Because it seemed like to me, it was planned.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you why.
Because your brother,
right?
Your brother, Crazy Vance. Shout out to Vance.
Yeah.
Crazy with them lyrics.
Yeah.
And then not only that, man, your father.
True.
Your father, man.
Legend. I appreciate
crazy.
That.
He's a legend.
Music
legend around.
Legend.
So it seemed like it's only right that you were going to that profession.
True, but this is the dilemma that I think a lot of kids might come across coming from where we from. Winston-Salem, Townview, North Side, Cherry Street.
Yeah.
How do I go from being a fan of this to really getting into it? This is before the internet. How do I get into the music industry? I'm not an artist. I don't rap. I don't make beats. I'm just a dude that listens to music. I'm a fan. I'm always up on the newest stuff. I didn't have an understanding of what an A&R was at that time. And then we think about 102 Jams. It's something we listen to every day, but it was almost like the Wizard of Oz. Like I never seen it. I didn't know how to get there, whatever.
Right.
When he said that, I said, all right, let me go on the internet. I went to their website and they had internships.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about what an internship was. I'm from the hood. I'm in school for Psych Tech, but I still don't know. I think in that time, I transferred from Psych Tech to Winston-Salem State. Long story short, I went on the 102 Jams website and applied for internship.
It's you, motherfucker.
Yeah, Rams, definitely. But they actually hit me back. Tap Money, who was the music director at the time.
Shout out to Tap Money.
Because he actually gave me my shot in radio. gave me the internship, and I became his assistant for like a year. Now, this is when I started to get my taste of like, okay, working in music. I was his assistant, so I would have to do all the duties he needed as far as like going over the playlist, checking the mail, servicing the records. But they also hired me to do, I forgot what it's called. It used to be a thing they did where they put you and you answer the phone and call people and they play songs and the people rate the songs. I think that's how they know what they play. Okay. They hired me to do that. So I started doing that for a year, and that kind of opened my eyes to, okay, the business side of it as far as radio.
Right.
I started learning promo. I used to go out with like Kev Chaos and Carlos and all of them, and they would do like little giveaways and stuff. So it started getting me kind of into the industry. My first day interning, the guest was David Banner.
Oh,
David Banner. So I was in like the studio. I'm just sitting in the corner and Tap is interviewing him, but I get to see all this. Then afterwards, he sat there and just chopped it up just for an hour. So it's like, okay, I'm really starting to see the music industry.
What's going on? Right.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm working at 102, but I'm starting to realize that it's not really where I want to be forever. Like, it's no real money. It's like a real job. It's like the pay wasn't great, the hours weren't that great, but people want it because of the status. You're on the radio, you can do parties. The experience
was the shit.
It's great. Don't get me wrong. Okay. It was the greatest experience, but I just saw further because I really wanted to get to a label. I wanted to be in the industry. I wanted to work with artists. And at 102, or any radio station for that matter, I learned a lot, but I would only get to meet artists when they came to do interviews, or you know, they're in town for a day or two, and I wanted a little bit more.
Okay, so,
and I'm gonna keep it 100. It was some weird low key hate going on that it just rubbed me the wrong way and let me know this is not where I need to spend my time. So
so from there, from that point when you realize that it's a bigger picture to this thing.
Yeah.
You took it to another height. So explain that when I say that.
Well, like I said, with radio, what they would have me do sometimes is when the labels send the records to the DJs, like J Flex and all them, they would have me go get the mail and service it to the different DJs. So as I'm seeing records from Def Jam, Disturbing the Peace, all these different labels, I said, well, shit, I could utilize these contacts. You know, like, let me just hold on to it.
Right.
So honestly, I'm in college. I'm going to Winston State.
Now you hustling.
Yeah, I'm hustling.
Now you getting it.
So I had a shoebox where anytime they would send mail, I would take the business card or whatever and just leave it. And then I started realizing, okay, I'm gonna start sending my resume out to these companies. So every day I would go to school.
That's called ambition. That's called ambition.
You got to see it, man, and really just take it in your own hands.
Okay.
I would just use that fax machine and email to send out my resume. I'm a student at Winston State. I work at radio. I just want to intern at a label or at a company. Because once I learned that internship was the way in, I was like, I can use this all the way. Because what it really is they're going to let you work for free. But they're going to show you everything. Mm-hmm. And most companies hire from the inside. So if you're interning and you're doing well, you might get a job at that company. Right. So I was like, all right, if I can do this here at the radio station, because I excelled. As soon as I was there for a year, but I got hired. I started making relationships. They wanted me to go on air. I didn't even want to do it. But I said I want to do this at a label. So I started sending out my resume every day to different companies. I'm talking about from Sony's to small companies, Don Diva Magazine, any company that just had something going on. I'm just trying to get wherever it's at, New York, LA, Atlanta. And it was a company called Balo Entertainment. It was a media production company owned by Muhsin Muhammad. He used to run he was the wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers back in the day. Okay. He had a media company based out of Buckhead in Atlanta. It was in the Lenox Towers, and what they would do was, say you were an artist or a DJ and you wanted to put your mixtape out, they would press up your CDs for you, get your graphics done for you, and they charge for that. Also, they had an online store, so I drove down there, did the interview. They said we can't pay you, but it's an internship. You can work from Monday to Friday. We'll show you the ropes. Yada yada yada. You got to figure everything else out. That's when it got real. Like, all right, I got to make a decision. It's an opportunity for me to go down here and kind of get in the industry somewhat. I don't know what to expect, but I mean, I got to leave everything I know here. I got to leave Winston-Salem.
You got to take that leap of faith.
I got to drop out of college. I had a girlfriend at the time. I got to leave my girlfriend. I'm put together maybe like $900, bro. And my pops let me use his old minivan. Yeah. And he drove down there with me. I'll never forget this. Like I said, the internship was in Buckhead. We got to Buckhead right there on Peachtree in front of Lenox. He gave me a hug and was like, go do your thing. And it was just like, it was on from there. It was like, you on your own. Yeah. I remember turning around and just seeing the traffic and the cars, like the Benzes and stuff. I'm just like, oh.
Like, it's so real.
So I got to make it happen. But I didn't have a place to stay. So I ended up, I got a hotel room every day I would wake up like, I got to find a job. I got to figure this out, figure out what I'm doing. So that's kind of how I started in Atlanta. Okay. And that's what started the grind. You know?
All right. So now that you're down here in Atlanta, and you're doing this internship,
right?
What led you to the Def Jam office?
Well, it was Disturbing the Peace who had that deal through Def Jam.
Okay.
It was I was working at Balo Entertainment, and this is what kind of got me into the city. So we did little industry events. I would be out and about, moving and shaking, starting to meet people, starting to learn my way around the city. My first strip clubs, going to Strokers and Blue Flames and whatnot.
That was pretty much the culture.
Yeah, that is the culture, and that's what I learned. Atlanta was like a party city. I had never been somewhere where they club 7 days a week.
Now, what year was this?
This is I went August 2005.
2000. Yeah, I was down there then.
See, you was down there, so you know.
So I remember. Okay.
And it just tripped me out that these people club like real party every day of the week. So it was learning my way around the city, learning the clubs, and Balo Entertainment, the company I work for. Let me cut this off. We used to do a night every week in this spot called the M Bar on Peter Street. Peter Street is a spot downtown everybody knows about, but it was just like a night we would promote. Mm-hmm. So just so happened one night I'm in there, I'm at the door, but Shaka Zulu was in the building. Now mind you, let me take you back a couple months before then. They had this award show called the Dirty Awards. It was like an Atlanta radio award show with all the artists.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right, okay. So he won some award. One year I was there, I was in the crowd. He won an award, he gave a speech, he was talking about how we needed more people behind the scenes in the music industry. There's more opportunities just in rapping and producing. So I saw that and I told myself, if I ever meet this dude and ever see him, I'm going to ask him for an internship or opportunity. Disturbing the Peace was the one record label that I had never met anybody from. They were just like so elusive, kind of low key. I met people from Grand Hustle, CTE, all these other labels, but DTP and Luda, it was like I had never seen. I didn't know where their studio was at. So, long story short, I ran into Shaka Zulu in M Bar, approached him, told him I saw his speech at the Dirty Awards, and said, I just want an opportunity to work. I want an internship. He was like, all right, cool. He said, call my sister Aisha at the office, and they're going to set you up. And that's the CEO of the company. This Luda manager. So I'm like, I'm in there.
Okay.
But for like a month straight after that, I'm calling every day. No response. Nobody's in the office. This, that. They just give me the runaround. I think it was because it was like holiday season, end of the year, so it was kind of.
Of course, everybody gone.
Everybody gone home.
Everybody gone.
But I'm frantic, like, bro, I got to get in here. I got to get the shot. Literally, I was working at Balo, and the last day, I literally felt like, oh, it's over, man. He just gave me the runaround. It ain't gonna work. Ivory Weems, who was doing marketing at the company at the time, gave me a call to set up an interview. Went in for the interview with Aisha, who was Shaka's sister. She's the manager of the office. And she said, we're going to start you out in the A&R department, working for free under Ken Bailey, who was the head A&R. And that's when it really just
took off.
It took off.
Shout out to damn Shaka Zulu, man.
Shout out to Shaka Zulu.
Give you that opportunity, man.
I'm always grateful. His family's like my family.
Yeah.
They brought me in from somebody that was straight off the street. So, that's always my family.
That's what's up, man.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
So now that you with DTP and all that good stuff, man, do you have any most memorable moments? And how long were you working with them? Man,
I was there from I started maybe like January 2007 to January 2011. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. And still 11, I was still around a little bit, but that's when it kind of started going towards the end because the deal ended. But so like 4 or 5 years.
That's a good run.
That's a good run. People don't understand. It's just like any other job you'll have, or your contract is up, or it's almost like college or university or something like that. But it was so many memorable moments, bro. It's too many to name. Like offhand, I could think of like I got there in January and March. We started working on a compilation album called Strength in Numbers. This is 2007. It never came out, but this is when we had like 12 artists. So we got Luda, we got Chingy came back, Bobby V, we had Sharifa, we had Player Circle, which was 2 Chainz and Dollar Boy. Okay. We had Phil Mob, we had a gang, we had Serious Jones, we had a bunch of different artists. So we working on this compilation. I
remember all them times. That time they were bubbling.
Yeah, they took the whole staff and all the artists to Miami, and they booked out the Hit Factory for like a week. And it was just a hell of an experience. I was an intern, so a lot of times I was like driving artists around to and from the studios, in the van. But we partied. We went to like Sobe Live. Like, it was just like they threw me into like fully into it. So I'm just like ripping and running. Yeah. And that's when another memorable moment that I really felt like I was like, all right, this is it, man. It was this 2010. I'll never forget. We had an event at the Velvet Room, which was a club, and we did a Conjure event because Luda used to have a cognac called Conjure. So we're doing this event, and I had to go and set up the club early. Packed club is popping, party's popping. I'm on the stage or whatever, and it's Luda, it's Big Boy from Outkast, and it's Nas on stage. It's like Luda, Big Boy, Nas.
You can't get no better.
You can't get no better. These are like the three artists I grew up on, and it was at that moment I was on stage, we was drinking, partying, and I was just like, this it right here.
Yeah, you live it.
I made it to this point.
You live it.
And literally after that, we shot the next day I had to go to Miami because we went on tour with Ludacris went on tour with the Black Eyed Peas, so we was on tour for like a month. And not the last, but just going on tour with Play a Circle. Like they were the first group that really take me on the road with like 10 of their homeboys on the tour bus and go all over the country. This is when their second album, they had the record Stupid with OJ the Juice Man. They had a couple of records. This album was really good, but they took us all over the country. It was my first time being on a tour bus, doing shows and this, that. So the whole experience, man, it was priceless, bro. So I can't trade it.
A quick question. What happened with Shauna, man? Yeah.
All I can say with Shauna from what I know, because I met Shauna twice. I met Shauna in Chicago. When Chingy's first...
she was a shy girl.
Yeah,
right?
Chingy album was coming out. We went to Chicago. He had an in-store, but Shauna was there the first time I met her. Shauna fine, too. And she's so hard. I love Shauna. From my understanding, she was signed to Disturbing the Peace, and then I think T-Pain may have offered her a deal, and she actually took it. And then it didn't go through. Supposedly supposed to come back and do the Battle of the Sexes album with Chris, and that's just it. I really don't know.
Yeah, I thought Luda locked her down.
I mean, no, they tight. It's like fantasy. Family, but it's like business.
It seemed like that fantasy shit. You know,
what's your fantasy? Yeah, she was on the first hit.
She should have been locked in.
So that
was the woman. That was the woman for DTP.
That last album that Luda put out, well, not the last one, but the Battle of the Sexes album was supposed to be an album with him and her, and it didn't come out due to that. But I mean, Shauna's still one of the hardest MCs. I really don't know the personal business, man. Shit. She was real. She was really, really dope. I really rock with her.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Any more questions, though, bro? I answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. So, at the height, where were you trying to take it to? Because I know you had a few artists yourself that you were trying to promote, right?
That was it. I got an artist right now named Tkkravitz. He's an artist I discovered when I was working at Disturbing the Peace. He was in a group. He's from Augusta, Georgia. But that was my whole thing. Tkkravitz.
Where can we find his music? Man?
All on any streaming site. He's a platinum artist. He had a song titled Ocean with an artist named Jacqueeze. But he's solo now. But on any streaming platform, Instagram, just look up Tkkravitz. We got some new stuff dropping real soon. And the only reason why I've been working with him for so long is because nobody's really heard his full potential, just because we've had label issues. And finally he's free. Finally he's independent. And now we can start just putting out consistent music. I mean, I got like over 300 songs, good music, just in my email that I can drop albums. But if the business isn't right, it was nothing we could do. Now the business is finally right, so that's the next move. But that was really my goal with getting with a label. I just wanted to find my own artists and develop my own artists. So that was really where I was trying to take it. You know, even working with 2 Chainz, we had a real close relationship, but when I met him, he was already popping. You know what I'm saying? When I met him, he had a Beamer. He had a house on the lake. He already knew Puffy or Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So he already had a relationship. I wanted to take somebody from the ground up and just see if I could build them and kind of influence them. So that's why when I tell people, listen, not to cut you off, when I tell people listen to TK, TK is my artist. Like, if I was an artist, this is what I would be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. So what was it like working with an established artist already versus working with an artist out the mud?
Like, okay, when established artists, like I said, say 2 Chainz, for example. When I'm working with 2 Chainz, he's already got money. He already has relationships, so he knows people that I might not know. He already has relationships with these DJs or this club promoter. He has money to invest in his own mixtapes. He bought a Sprinter van that we would just ride and do shows. We go all through Tennessee and South Carolina.
So I can imagine that helped you.
Yeah,
get your repertoire.
I can get a verse from somebody, and I can get a percentage off that. So compared to like a new artist, you start from ground up. Like, so with a new artist, first it starts with the music and the content. The music's got to stand out. It's got to be unique. Your visuals. It's got to be something that's gonna set me apart. I mean, it's nothing we haven't heard before, but it's how you saying it. What do you bring to the table? What's your look? You know what I'm saying? And nowadays you got to have your own following. You know You know what I'm saying? You got to have a following. You can't look for a label to put money behind to build that. That's what you're supposed to bring to the table. And that's how you bring leverage. So with a new artist is starting from the ground up, is finding what's that key thing that's going to set them apart and showcasing it to the world. What's their strengths? You know what I'm saying? What's their story? How do people relate to them? Do people want to see him on TV? Do we even care what he's talking about? You know what I'm saying? Is he saying anything different that we haven't heard? Is he dressed like the next artist? You know what I'm saying? So it's just the basic stuff. Do the girls like him? Do the fellas, will they respect him? Right. Those little things I look at. Right. For a new artist. And some artists are born with it. Some artists can develop it.
That it factor.
It's the it factor, exactly. You got it.
Right. So, I know this may be a touchy subject right here, and since we're on it, and that we're now into a more of an independent freedom movement right now in the music industry, just in the entertainment field.
Right.
I wanted to touch on a little bit what Kanye West has been, this uproar with him.
Right.
And I just want to know, just how you feel about the comments he made as far as the Jewish community.
Right.
And also, but let's just start with them.
Okay. As far as with the Jewish community.
As far as with the Jewish community in the industry.
In the industry.
Right.
I mean
that he's supposedly attacked and say he was anti-Semitic.
I'm gonna be straightforward because I was
since you were in the industry, 100%. And I know you work with a lot of those Jewish guys.
Facts. I've been a Kanye fan for years, but recently I haven't been like a huge fan of his music. I haven't really purchased his clothing, but sometimes facts are facts. The truth really don't care who tell it. A lot of stuff he says is BS. A lot of stuff I can't relate to, but then at the same time he'll say something that is 100% true that people need to hear. So Kanye might say George Floyd died from fentanyl or just some dumb shit. White lives matter. Any of that, I have to tune it out because I'm like, I don't know. But when he says something about how Jewish companies are profiting off the death of black people, that's facts. That's not. If it wasn't fact, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing to him right now. If he was just saying something that wasn't true, everybody wouldn't be in an uproar. What he's saying is nothing different than what Farrakhan has maybe said for years. But I think it's the messenger is coming through. With Kanye, you have a love and hate relationship because I say he does stuff that I find it just doesn't make sense. I don't like his fashion when I see him dressed. I don't look at it like, yo, that's fly. But I understand being an artist and also kind of trying to understand what it's like to be on that level. People really not really thinking on what level he's on as well. His conversations, his business, his everything is different on a way that we probably can't imagine. His connections are different. So when he says something, it's going to be magnified
that much more.
And they're going to crucify him and turn him into they're going to make an example out of him because they don't want people like Kanye. As much dumb stuff that he says, at the end of the day, if it's freedom of speech, it should be freedom of speech. You should be able to say whatever you want to say. That don't mean I got to listen to it. That don't mean I got to tune in or even believe it. If you're a racist and you from the KKK, you have the right to say that and stand over there and say how much you hate black people, whatever. It's up to me to sit here and engage and listen. Just like I have the right to say how I feel about certain things. So I think it gets dangerous when you talk about censoring anybody. Because if they'll censor a billionaire, what does that mean for Dirty Talk podcast?
Right.
If y'all start saying something that somebody might feel is like, oh, they said something, so it gets scary. But I don't even know all his comments. I know I catch some of the stuff. I catch the clips. What caught me, the one I posted about him talking about the chakras and the 808 and how that plays a part in the things we're doing. How this music can kind of puts us in that mode to kill and be negative in our lower self.
It's a chant.
That 808, all that plays a part, and they know that. And like you said, if I go on Apple Music right now, and I actually did it, the top 3 songs, and see if that content is in there, it's in there.
Damn.
Killing somebody, or I'm gonna take your bitch, or fuck you. It's all there. So it's like, at the end of the day, we can complain about the corporations, but they're gonna be here. As long as we subscribe to them and pay our little $10 a month, we feeding the monster. So I feel like we got to start taking our power back, and that's with supporting Dirty Talk podcast or somebody that's doing something else that's just outside the norm, but it's our people that we can have control over. Wow. So you know what I'm saying? I'm not pro what Kanye's saying, but at the same time, when he says something that's factual, I gotta say it's a fact.
Yeah. Great answer.
We got people up in arms for
all right,
some
quit
reason.
fucking up over there. Quit.
Yeah.
All right, but my bad.
No, you're good.
Oh, what?
I'm loving it.
Y'all twins, goddamn it. Same head, oblong head, and everything. It's all good though.
Yeah, man.
But great answer, man. Great
Thank
answer,
you, bro.
great answer,
Yeah.
great answer.
Sometimes them answers get tricky, but you know.
It get tricky. I mean, but I had to ask.
Nah, but you gotta speak from the heart, man. I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't want it if it ain't real, man.
So now that we know your extensive history, man.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Aaron Salley, the man today.
Facts. Okay.
What you been doing, man?
Man, since
you been out, I mean, you know,
I came back in 2019. I had to leave Atlanta. My father ended up getting sick and passing away, so that kind of hit me. And from there, I just been taking care of the family, man. Taking care of my mother.
Yeah. Shout out and rest in peace to your father, man.
That's who we do it for, my pops, man.
He's a great man, great man. He was a great man in the community.
Definitely. He owned some land that we actually turned into a small produce for a farm where we grow produce and started just selling them at little vendors markets. And that started to grow, and that turned into a position at Hope in Winston-Salem, which is a nonprofit.
Excuse me. So what started that? What started that, man? Because I mean, that's interesting. Like, because
he used to do that.
We need stuff like that in the community. You feel me?
As long as I can remember, man. As a kid, even we stayed on Cherry. He had a garden in our backyard. Yeah. So he would grow little stuff for the kitchen and for the family. And he would just always say, man, when you get some money, buy you some land or learn how to grow food because you got to feed yourself. So when he got his money right, he purchased like 1.5 acres, 2 acres of land. And he would grow like small stuff. Once he passed, I got with two of my friends that went to school for it and said, man, let's do it on a larger level and see what comes from it. So we just started growing, man, and that's kind of, he inspired that. Listen, bro, I was working in the music industry.
Right.
I didn't know nothing about it.
I'm like, you went from
that
to...
I just had to figure something out, man.
I'm looking on online, and I see Aaron down out there on the field. Like,
but you know what, though? Once I first got out there, Mr. Schweitzer in Poptown, he was the first farm I went to. But once I got...
Is that where the farm located?
Ours is in Walkertown.
Okay.
We started off on his farm just to learn some stuff. He was teaching us.
I got you.
When I first got out there, I got a certain level of peace I had never gotten. It was like, I felt isolated, like the world had stopped, and I could just be out here at peace.
Well, take me there.
Yeah, like no stress, no drama. I could just be out here on the land. He had animals out there, and that's what initially was like, oh, all right, I like this. And I started, and it just grew from there, man. So it's something that now has grown into a mobile truck business.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Since we're on the farm and the land.
Yeah.
Just, out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Yellowstone?
What Yellowstone?
Yellowstone, the sitcom.
I never
with Kevin Costner.
I never seen it.
Never seen it? Okay, well, then fuck it. All right, never mind then.
Well, I missed something.
Nah, it's a great show. Okay. And it deals with cultivating land and all that stuff. But
check it out, Yellowstone. I'm still learning because people be like, I'm like, bro, I'm out there, but I'm learning as I go. You gotta, it's trial and error. You're not gonna get out there and get everything right. But once you get out there and you plant something and then you're able to harvest it, that gives you a different feeling.
Yeah,
you out there harvesting potatoes that you grew,
you actually planted and
collards, broccoli, watermelons. It's like, so if anything, and especially this, I started doing this when the pandemic first hit. So it's like when you walking in the grocery store and it might not be everything in there, and it's like it could get scary. At the end of the day, you need to find some way to be self-sufficient and also help your community. So we're just trying to spread that information. Like we just recently started doing something with Kimberly Park Elementary School.
Yeah, that was going to my next.
I was gonna say they got a garden, so we got a program with the students. So
I felt that was such the cutest and the most efficient thing.
Really?
Yes, man. I mean, and it's an experience for the kids.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And a lot of them kids. You may not know, but a lot of them kids have to feed themselves when they go home.
What surprised me, it was a few of them, the Hispanic ones kind of already knew about it. They knew about growing. So I was like, we got to catch up.
Yeah.
We got to make sure the black kids know about it just as much.
Because I remember when I was little, my great-grandmama used to have us popping peas.
Yeah, all that.
Sucking corn.
We done got so far away from everybody. We on our phones, everything digital. It's like we got to get somewhat back to nature if we're going to survive. Because if they cut it all off today, what we going to do? We're going to go crazy. So
Yeah.
That's something I got all that from my father. He would always talk about that.
So, man, do you find peace in teaching these kids how to cook, man?
I find peace just being back in Winston-Salem, bro. I don't teach them how to cook. I teach them about growing food.
Oh, you teach them how to? Okay.
We got a cooking class at Hope.
Yeah, I was just saying. I was saying the cooking class.
I need to learn how to cook, but yeah, just working with kids in general, man. It's a certain piece that comes in because I was one of them kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I be on Cherry at Hope and I see the kids coming up asking for food or running around, I'm like, that could have been me. That could have been you. That was us.
That was
running around. So it's like,
you know what I'm saying?
If I could just be a positive influence.
I mean, what they say, this takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah, it really does. But it got to the point now where
it was dying out when we was coming up.
You might be scared to say something to these kids because you don't know how they gonna react. You don't know how the parents gonna react. It just ain't got weight left, bro.
Yeah, it has.
You know,
but, I know. Right, we can't be scared of our kids, man,
at all.
Cause they really need guidance, and they actually looking for guidance.
They looking for. They need. They just need an option other than what's out there.
And a lot of them are so scared they just go with the flow. And
get influenced by their friends.
Right. Yeah. And by me working with these boys in football, man, I see a lot, man.
I can imagine.
They're not cut the same.
Hey, you know what? It's crazy. It's like it's a different breed. You think about how we was raised and kind of the morals and the respect that we had, even though we was wild in our own right and they looked at us like we was a certain way. Now seeing the next generation,
we still had a respect.
We had a certain level of respect, man.
Just like I was really frustrated to see this meme. It was earlier this week about these kids beating up an old lady on the train.
Yeah, I try to scroll past that
and pushed her off. You know what I'm saying? Because she letting them know they need to stop cussing and stuff. You know
right.
what I mean?
And that's what I was saying. Like, you don't even know how they might react. So it's like some people might be scared to even say something.
That's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
So what do you plan on taking this farming thing, man?
Farming, like I was saying, like I said, the farming grew into a mobile truck business where we use the Hope truck where we go to different neighborhoods throughout the community and sell produce. Because I didn't know that, like, the area we're from is considered a food desert. I didn't know that. So all through the north side, Ashton Park, we take food. And I'm working on a partnership with Winston State right now. They're interested and they want to get some of their students involved as well as have us come on campus. So that's where I'm taking that and just growing food. Me and
Shout
my
out to Winston State.
Shout out to Winston State, definitely. On the farmer side, that's that. Otacia, I never really spoke about that, but that's the African dance and the drumming.
Now that's where your dad
that's my
left off at. Okay.
Right. So
all right, let's go into that.
Well, that's been my dad's company since I was a kid. Even as a child, he was always going to the schools, play drums. They was doing it downtown at like the Black Theater Festival. So once he passed away, I just had to take it over there and just bring some structure so the company could still exist. Like, they still get bookings. Like we do 2 classes at Winston State each week where we have some of our drummers and one of our dancers teaching a class there, as well as Wake Forest. So I want to expand on that and just try and incorporate that African dance and the African drum into the elementary schools and the middle schools, because that's another option that some of these kids might want to get into music. It might not just want to be rappers. They might want to express themselves with dance. So finding a way to kind of get that out there.
Now, earlier this summer, we had the Black Theater Festival here in Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Leroy Hamlin and Miss Sylvia Hamlin, God rest their soul. They the ones that started Black Theater Festival here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Speaking on that, were your company able to perform?
Definitely, man. It was the first
year.
It was the first year where I had to come in as far as be the business manager and make sure everything ran smoothly. But yeah, we definitely did the opening gala where they have all the stars walking in through the convention center, and then we drummed 3 nights downtown at Bailey Park. And then we did the final parade on the final night where we walked through downtown, drumming and dancing.
Wow.
So it's something that's been going on since the 80s, man. So as long as I can be involved, I want to make sure Otacia is a part of that.
Keep it going.
Yeah, it was a good experience. I had a lot of fun, too.
That's what's up, man.
I'm just trying to keep it going, man. Trying to maintain the legacy, bro. Do something different.
You're definitely a pillar of the community, man.
I can't, not yet, man. I picked the ball up, and I'm running with it, but it ain't about me, man. I feel like if everybody just do their best to do something good and do their part. Yeah, do their part, man. Everything will be a little bit better, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I don't got it all figured out, but I just go with my heart and we know right from wrong. It's up to us to make that decision, though.
Yeah.
If you want to do right, because at the end of the day, we about to be old, and it's gonna be up to the youth and what we leave them. So if we don't leave them nothing, man, it's finna go down. It's finna be bad.
Exactly, man.
You know.
Start with that. Start leaving them something.
Yeah.
Leaving them jewels.
Yeah. Insurance. I'm gonna keep it 100. I just learned the importance and got insurance this year.
Don't feel bad. I did
You know what I'm saying?
too.
Life insurance. Yeah.
Tighten us up, jacked us up, brother.
Definitely. And people don't really realize this is what other groups do to pass on wealth to their families, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
and to keep them out of debt.
Yeah. So you paying for, you buying weed every week or you buying sneakers or whatever. Spend $50, $60, $100 or whatever so that when something do happen, your kids will be good. They got something. They can pay for your funeral. Mm-hmm. They can start a business. They ain't starting from zero. It's something that I would push to.
And at least get a small. I mean, your checking account.
Yeah, something, man.
I mean, your checking. I mean, your normal, your regular bank have a damn insurance policy.
Yeah,
they can take it right out your checking account. Won't even know.
I'm finna do some quick promo for what is it? My Foresters. It's a
oh yeah. It's my sister.
It's insurance. It's insurance company, but if you get your policy through them, you also get access to different benefits as well, like trips, all type of stuff. So once I get the information, I want to bring it back and cool. Because I want to come back because one thing I do.
Okay, you're more than welcome to come back, brother.
I'm working on a short mini doc that I'm doing myself just to kind of give my story because I want to start working with different artists, different younger artists that kind of don't know the business. So before I get out here and try and help people and say, hey, you should do this or I suggest this, I want to tell you my story, a little bit what I talked about today, but so they know it's coming from a credible space, not just somebody on the internet running their mouth. Once I get that, it's halfway done. Once I get that completely finished, I want to come back up here if y'all let me and just talk about that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hopefully we can be a part of it.
Definitely, man. We'll figure it out some type of way. I'm all about the network, man. The network is key.
Yeah,
the network is your net worth. So if you ain't out here networking with people that's like-minded, got their business together, there's only so far you can go, bro.
Right. Yo, so gonna try to wrap this thing up a little bit. Any shout outs you want to give?
Man, shout out to Dirty Talk Podcast, man. Shout out to Trey.
We're going up, baby.
Yeah. I like what they're doing, man. Like I said, any way I can support, let me know. I'm on board. Other than that, man, shout out to my family. Anybody that support me, I'm a supporter of you. If you're an artist, producer, you're in the music, follow me on Instagram at saladeann, SALADEANN, SALADEANN. Follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna follow you back. Shoot me your music. I'm gonna start doing reviews. I'm gonna start giving feedback, just kind of help and find like that next dude to kind of because we ain't really got nobody from the city that's really took it to that next level. So if I can help by giving some advice and giving some pointers to kind of get there, I'm all for that. So
and definitely keep in touch with us because that's the major reason why we created this platform is to give the artists in Winston in the Triad area.
I'm definitely tapping in. I'm definitely staying tuned. I'm definitely gonna be back on here once I got.
Need to get in with us on this Behind the Bars joint.
What's that? What y'all was just doing?
Well, the Behind the that's what we was just doing, and we're gonna be doing a showcase.
Man, look, we're gonna talk after this. Chop it up. You let me know how I can help out, and we'll make it happen.
Man, heck yeah, especially on that promotion thing.
I got you. I got you on that. You let me know what you need, man. We'll do it. I ain't tripping. I just want to work with like-minded folks, man. That's doing their thing, bro. So any way I can help, let me know.
Action you shall receive, brother.
Appreciate it. I said we was gonna do it. We did it. We here.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me know when you're ready. All right. If you do music, you're an artist, a producer, a manager, a writer, follow me on Instagram at saladeann, SALADEANN, SALADEANN. If you're interested in farming and what we're doing on that space, follow me at Granville District Farms on Instagram. That's GRANVILLE District Farms. Troop. I didn't speak about that, but Troop, the R&B group Troop from the 90s. I managed them for like 2 years.
Spread my wings and fly your way.
Exactly. They got hit records, but I managed them for 2 years, toured with them for maybe 2-3 years. Yeah, seriously. After I got out of the hip-hop game for a minute, I was working with 2 Chainz, got away from that, and TK for a minute. I started managing Troop, so toured with them. So you can follow our booking page at Troop R&B on Instagram, TROOP RNB on IG.
Good shit.
And that's it, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. We're gonna be in contact. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man.
I like
Thank
this.
you, man. Appreciate you coming through, man.
About to go home. Let me know when it's ready, and I'm, you know.
Check this out, man.
Yeah.
Take y'all funky asses to YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't stare,
Don't.
but share.
Facts.
Like, subscribe, hit the twinkly little button for the reminders.
Hit that button.
And while you at it, make a comment.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Say hey, goodbye, I don't care, whatever. You know what I mean?
About to leave my comment right now.
You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me know what's going on. I mean, if you like it or you're not, you know, whatnot, do that. Also, man, you know, this thing here, this machine, this snowball that we're creating here, it generates some things. You know what I'm saying? It generates bills. So you know, if you want to give out the kindness of your heart, you know what I'm saying, you can hit us on the Cash App, Dirty Talk Pod 336 Cash App. You know what I'm saying? Drop a few little bucks on in there. Show your appreciation. You know what I'm saying? We pass around the offering plate. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with our little stinking asses.
Yeah.
Peace, love, and hair grease. Yeah.
For sure. Appreciate that, man.
Word, man.
That was dope, bro.
Word.
Love, man.
Love.
Come on, man. He hit with that truth.
Yeah, be talking.
You know, man.
You talking about shit, boy.
The aunties love me, bro. They like, you know.